Sup flappers, Yanfei, what does she do? Is she any good? How do you play her? And in this video, we will go over everything you need to know for Yanfei, including DPS rotations, her talent priorities, constellation values, best weapons, and artifacts, which will include main and substats, of course. So strap in and get ready for the ride. Timestamps are below as always for people who are here for specific inquiries, so you are never lost in the video. Also, a huge thanks and welcome to all the new subscribers. The past 2 weeks have truly been crazy here on my channel, and thank you all for taking that extra step to support me and my content. There will be a giveaway in this video, so do continue watching to find out what it is. So without further ado, let's start with DPS rotations. When playing Yanfei, it's important to know that you are playing around her charge attacks. Now, there are a couple ways to engage your opponents, but the idea here is to always cycle through your seals optimally, meaning you want to make sure that you don't overcap on it, which means triple auto attack into charge attack, then elemental skill into charge attack, and burst skill, then just spamming charge attacks from there. Eventually, cycling your elemental skill in between to fill seals. It's nothing overcomplicated like animation cancelling or whatnot, but proper seal management will be key to dealing the best DPS possible, and this can take some time to get used to and learn. Of course, especially when you're weaving in dodges in between, it gets more complicated. But it depends on your team and how you would like to play Yanfei to truly master this new unit. So now let's talk about her talent priorities. For Yanfei, you should be prioritizing her normal and charge attack talent, followed by her burst skill talent, as her burst skill also increases her charge attack damage. So if you are serious in playing Yanfei, you should be mainly focused on your normal attack talents, then followed by your charge attack talent. Then finally, you can build up your elemental skill talent as you see fit with your remaining resources. Okay, so now let's talk about her constellations and the value here. This is going to be interesting because her constellations at first glance seems kind of all over the place, but somehow it actually ties together quite well. So let's start with Yanfei C1. This constellation helps reduce stamina cost and also adds resistance to interruption. So Yanfei will get knocked around less during her charge attack animations. This C1 looks average, but for most people, it would be an amazing constellation to have, and it opens up more damage uptime and makes Yanfei less stamina hungry. So on screen is a split screen comparison, because I know you all like these, of Yanfei C0 and C1, so you can see for yourself that there is a noticeable difference, and trust me, interruption resistance is a godsend for any character that are locked into attack animations such as Yanfei and her charge attack. So now let's move into Constellation 2. This is an execution constellation that buffs her charge attack's crit rate by 20% against enemies who has less than 50% health. What this suggests is that actually it makes Yanfei viable as a support DPS, kind of. You can nuke enemies with your main DPS, then switch to Yanfei to execute, and she gets that 20% extra boost. But of course, this essentially is still a buff for main DPS Yanfei. It just makes her sub DPS a little more viable than not, but it's definitely not something that hard turns her role into being a sub DPS. So do keep that in mind. On to C4. So for Yanfei in C4, it's quite insane how much shield she gets for, because right here it says 45% once you have used your burst skill. But at the same time, if you have someone like Zhongli in your team, this constellation becomes less valuable. Once you use your burst skill, your aim should be to stand your ground and nuke for the entire duration. But of course, you cannot do that if you don't have a shield on you, but it cuts into your DPS window if you have to switch out to another character to set up the shield. So this constellation takes care of that. A very solid one actually to have, but not really needed for people who do have Zhongli, because there is a workaround to the shielding problem, and of course, as always, it's Zhongli. Finally, Yanfei's C6, this one to tie it all together. With an extra seal, you have more room to combo with, you reach higher damage thresholds and ceilings. It's a great DPS boost, yes, and a good constellation to have. But of course, with all that said, let's talk about value and worth. Do you really need Yanfei's constellations? Personally, I do think if you are serious in playing Yanfei, getting up to her Constellation 4 is going to be great if you don't have Zhongli. But if you do, then C2 will be a great place to stop. While it's nice to be able to use your burst and get a shield for free, it's not worth going for if you already have an alternative, and such an amazing one in Zhongli. C1 and C2 are necessary to make Yanfei competitive as a main carry option, so do pick those up if you really do enjoy playing her. Okay, with that done, let's talk about weapons. First and foremost, let's go over the free-to-play options. The Black Cliff Amulet is a solid option. If you don't have the Black Cliff Amulet, then you can consider the Mapa Mare as well as Frostbearer. Moving on to gacha weapons, we have Wit Sith and Eye of Perception. These are all good weapons as well if you have them, but the winner in the 4-star category does go to the BP weapon Solar Pearl. So if you are able to pick up a Solar Pearl, the main reason for this is even though the buff is not for charge attacks, you will be constantly cycling through your normal attacks, elemental skill, and burst skill to facilitate your charge attack. This makes up for the lack of innate buffs for the rest of Yanfei's kit and allows you to elevate her to another level when it comes to consistent DPS. So for 5-star options, we have the 3 options: Lost Prayer, Skyward Atlas, and Memory of Dust. Lost Prayer being the crit rate weapon wins out, followed by the Skyward Atlas, and ending with the Memory of Dust. There is an argument to be made though. If you have C4 Yanfei, you can make good use out of Memory of Dust passive skill, but it still loses in damage compared to the other 2 options. So for this video's giveaway, we have 1 Welcome Moon, 1 BP, and we also have 1 Welcome 1 BP combo, so totaling 3 prizes. To enter, you have to first subscribe to my YouTube channel. We are very close to 25k subscribers, and it would mean the world to me if we can break through this milestone before Saturday's live stream, and who knows, maybe we'll have a little surprise for you guys if we do. Second, join my Discord, the link to which will be in the description and the pinned comment below. Finally, include the phrase "oh no" in your comment below, and that's it. You will be entered into the giveaway. Winners will be announced on Saturday's live stream. Also remember, you don't have to be a part of the live streams to win, but for PS4 players, you do need to have PayPal so I can get the money to you. Anyways, that's it for the giveaway. Now let's get back into the video. We're going to be talking about the artifacts now. When it comes to Yanfei, there are a couple options. Firstly, and it's most people's go-to set, which is the 4-piece Crimson Witch. This is a solid option, and it's what most likely will be built on her for most people, and of course for good reason, because it's awesome. Also, we do have the 4-piece Wanderer set. This is another great option, but due to how difficult it is to farm, most players will not have access to a well-rounded, good 4-piece set. And for those who are curious for alternatives, you can also farm for the 4-piece Bolide set, which has great potential for Yanfei if you are pairing her with someone like Zhongli and have C4 on Yanfei as well. Yes, you need both of these because you want maximum shield uptime for her to benefit from this 4 set effect, as well as have C4 for Yanfei to benefit from the 2-piece effect. Finally, if you also have Memory of Dust, it would be great to pair with this build, and you will know DPS bliss because Yanfei will be able to stand and attack for days without budging. But of course, this is a very conditional build, and to avoid this hassle, you can always just default to the 4-piece Witch set. Anyways, for main stat, you should be looking for attack percentage sands, pyro damage cup, and crit rate or crit damage headpiece. Of course, depending on your weapon. Substats should be crit rate, crit damage into attack percentage, flat attack, and then elemental mastery. And that's going to be it from me, people. Thank you all for watching, and good luck on everyone still summoning for Zhongli. I hope you are all enjoying patch 1.5 as I'm currently a bit overloaded with work. I really wish we can smash through 25k subs before the Saturday live stream, as I will try to get Beluga-chan back for a small visit. But for now, I have to go give out more prizes, so until tomorrow, where we will surely meet again. Stay safe and peace.